Hey you guys, it's Allison at Commongroundgardens. As I was making my last video about my seed hauls, I was thinking, there's actually a lot of things I buy at Dollar Tree every year for the garden because it's a deal you can't beat. So I thought I would share with you today the top 10 things that I buy at Dollar Tree for the garden. Alright, so let's talk about the number one thing, and I've already told you guys about this, and that's the pots. So I always grab the pots. I mean, seriously, this is the best deal ever, like $1. These are the self-watering pots that I talked about in my houseplant video. I grabbed a couple more so I can propagate pots, but they also have like a bigger outdoor pot. And, different colors every year, and these colors just happen to go with some of the other stuff that I had grabbed at the thrift store. It's going to be so cute. Got some really cute watering cans, but... So, they're just plastic pots, nothing fancy. You got to punch the holes out for the drainage with a nail or whatever. And, it's pretty great for $1. When we had a wedding in our yard 2 years ago, we actually went out and bought like 20 of these pots. And so we had flowers and these pots everywhere. So we just can't beat the deal. So the second thing that I buy every year at the Dollar Tree is... twine and wire for the garden. So this is twist tie, and it has wire in the center, so it's pretty handy. It holds up pretty good, and we use this stuff for like fixing trellises when they're wonky, fixing tying up a fence. Sometimes I will tie up tomato plants with them. This isn't ideal, but it's so convenient. You pop off this little white circle thing, and I keep it in my apron as I'm working, and you can actually, it comes with its own cutter. See that there? Not the greatest. I usually have wire cutters in my apron or a pair of scissors, and you can actually cut this with a pair of scissors. And then also they have, this is specifically made for plants. This is actually a bit better for the plants. It's a bit stronger. It's a plastic coated wire, and you cut off bits, and you can like tie up your your tomato vines, your cucumber vines, or whatever. The reason I usually get both is like this is 75 feet. This is only 16 feet, so it doesn't go nearly as far. And fun fact, I was at my local feed store today. I was getting stuff for the goats. And they had a great selection of seeds and gardening things, so I was looking through it. But this product, the equivalent to this, was let me think, $5.99 at that store, and then this was $2.49. So Dollar Tree, can't beat it. Such a good deal. And I also just have like regular twine. You can get that too, and I have a bunch, so I didn't buy any more. So anyways, that's my number 2 item, and we already talked about number 3. All their beautiful seeds. Hard to get. They usually always have the flower seeds, but the veggie seeds are a little bit harder to get. But I will tell you this, these are 4 for $1 at Dollar Tree, and they are 100% non-GMO, and most of the time they are heirloom seeds, which means they're open pollinated. You could save the seed from the vegetables at the end of the season and replant them next year. You can get the same plant, true to plant. Or they're hybrids, which is fine because hybrids are made to withstand disease and be more productive in a certain way depending on the variety. So anyway, such a great deal. Such a great deal. Oh my gosh. 4 for $1. Dollar Tree. Alright. Number 4 is the solar lights. Just seriously, they're $1. You just can't beat it. It's such a good deal. I mean, they don't last for year after year, especially since I never remember to bring them back inside, so they overwinter. But honestly, it's like even if I had to buy 10 of these a year, it doesn't matter. I put them along my flower beds, and I definitely put them out by the chicken coop, and in case I had to run out there in the night or something, don't even have to grab a flashlight. But cool solar lights. You guys are not going to believe this. I've never bought these before, so it's cheating to say I always buy them, but I definitely snatched them up when I saw them this year. But look at these plant clips, you guys. I always have clips all over. I use them all the time. I usually get them at Home Depot in a bag. But these guys are made for plants. Look how awesome that is. So as your your tomato plant is growing up, you can clip it onto your trellis. It works for all kinds of plants. Green beans, cucumbers, everything. So some of these are really tiny. There was 2 sizes. There was one I just showed you, and then these are really small. I don't know what you would really use those for except for flowers. So I grabbed like 3 or 4 of these just to have these bigger size ones, because they're just gonna be awesome. They seem really well made. So hopefully you guys can find them in your Dollar Tree. All right, that was number 5. Let's talk about number 6. I got a variety of just storage containers for harvesting. So these nice little baskets. I grabbed these guys too. So for me, this is a very comfortable size to carry around, fill up the baskets. This will be a good size for a green bean harvest, or cherry tomatoes, a smaller tomato harvest. And you know, totally washable. The bigger baskets I usually get real baskets from thrift stores. I definitely don't like the quality of the larger plastic baskets at Dollar Tree, but these are perfect. And like, so personally, the way I like to harvest now is, instead of throwing everything into like a laundry basket like I used to, totally, I like to harvest by product. So I'll fill one of these with green beans, one of these with tomatoes, and then I can bring them into the house and see what I've got and clean it and put it up like in order, instead of just having to sort, like do all the work of picking and then all the work of sorting and then all the work of washing. So this just eliminates a step for that. So I do use some of these. I don't use like a ton of plastic. I mostly use wicker and stuff. So, but this is an awesome size. So number 6. Now, number 7 is garden gloves. And I always have a couple of these pairs laying around, because you gotta always handle something gross out there. So most of the time I do use a pair of real construction gloves my hubby got me. They're Milwaukee gloves, and they're real heavy duty. But I always have a couple extra pairs, because you never know when you need gloves. You always want to be able to grab something. And honestly, they're $1. And they do have the non-stick surface on the inside for picking. They're washable, and bonus, these guys have flamingos on them. How could you not love them? All right, number 8, zip ties. I use zip ties for fixing fences, fixing trellises, again, just bigger stuff. But I know you can buy zip ties anywhere, but honestly, these were $1. All right, number 9, I got great big old thermometer, so I can run outside and see what I'm dealing with, and I could look at it from inside the house. And seriously, I mean, where else can you buy this for $1? Maybe you could buy it for $5 or $10, but not for $1. And my number 10 item is just their cute little garden decor, because I'm a girl and I like garden decor. Look how cute this little butterfly is. I also like their little welcome signs, like welcome to the garden. So I always grab a couple of those. And then, so that's my top 10. And as I was making this, I was also thinking there's a couple other things that are really like must-haves. I always personally buy the hummingbird feeders, because if a hummingbird feeder gets moldy, it's very bad for the birds. So basically I throw them out every year. So I'll buy them for $1, use them for that season, and then throw them away. Just for the safety of the birds. And so every year I go buy 4 or 5, and we keep them out, and the hummingbirds know to come. And I make my own food, so you don't need to buy any of the other stuff. But anyways, it's just something I do for now. I keep thinking, no, I'm going to buy a really fancy like hummingbird feeder, and I never do. I also always grab, they have the hooks for just like hanging things in the garden. I already have plenty of those, so I didn't grab any more. But they're, they're like 2-foot tall hooks that are black, and you can push them into the soil and then hang like either decor or hummingbird feeder or something like that on there. And the other thing that's really good there, just a deal that can't be beat, is the seed starting supplies. So I didn't grab any because I don't need any. I keep what I have from the year before and clean it and use it again. But if you needed them for this year, they have the little black cells for starting your seeds in with a little greenhouse top, and they have seed starting soil too, which is a really good deal. I just didn't grab any because I don't need any, but that's a really just cannot be beat. I've never seen a cell pack with the greenhouse thing in any store for less than, like, I think I want to say $4 is the least I've seen it for. So can't be beat. Dollar Tree really does have some great gardening supplies, and they seem to get better and better every year, kind of like their craft supplies. So gotta love that Dollar Tree. I don't use it for everything, but for sure there is some stuff that is well worth your time to go over and buy. All right, well, that sums it up for today. Just thought I'd share that. And happy gardening, you guys. And remember, life's a garden. Dig it.